mission, a mission. Trying to get it right. Transition. Changing the way that I see life. Transition mind. I'm on a mission. On a mission. Trying to get it right. I'm transitioning my life. Making a transition. Ooh, making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Ooh, 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 ooh. Making a transition. Turn a mission, a mission. I'm on a mission. On a mission, I'm trying to get it right. Changing the way that I see life. Transition in my life. On a mission. On a mission. On a mission.
Turn on the camera. You in the back. Hey, Miss Genesis, what's up?
I'm trying to get my camera. It's acting weird. I might have to.
Okay, don't worry about it. If it's acting weird, let's leave it like that. Just let's get it in. Maccabees TV. Shout out to my homeboy Maccabees in the building.
Yeah, it's
So what's going on, Miss DJ Genesis?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. I really look forward to this presentation. Talking about like the all this stuff about this AI
technology. You know? Yeah, this is important. I want to see this. I'm looking forward to this right here.
Yeah. So I wish I could.
How long have AI been out? This been out for what? How long?
It's been out. I would say over. I mean, they started in like I think the 40s or something like that. I had to give you that information. I didn't look at that.
I'm talking about this new technology of AI.
Oh, they just now are starting to release stuff. I think probably the last like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been because you know how long has Netflix been out? And Netflix actually is AI, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to that in my presentation, but let me get that up and start presenting my screen because I don't know why my camera's not working. It's plugged in.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the camera. Let's go. You ain't got to turn it on. I know who you are.
All right. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep, I see it.
All righty.
Get into the artificial intelligence.
All right, so we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly,
yes,
usefulness of AI. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was putting in slides all the way up to the last minute, so excuse me if I get a little bit flustered because I was just trying to get you guys as much information as possible. So the future of intelligence, AI, AGI, quantum computing, and society. Okay. What is AI? Artificial intelligence refers to machines designed to simulate human intelligence. Okay. So you have different types of AI. You have narrow AI, which is specialized tasks, meaning like Chat GPT, or when you ask Siri something and it goes out, finds the information, and brings you back an answer. Then you have general AI, which is called AGI, which they are still trying to come up with and still trying to make happen. And that's where you get like that human-like intelligence type of thing that they're trying to move towards with the robots and stuff like that. So things that you probably didn't know were AI, okay? Your Roomba vacuum, the thing that you had that vacuums up your house, rolls around on the floor, that's AI. Netflix, the engine behind Netflix is AI, surprisingly enough. Text to speech is AI. Google search from the very beginning has always been the beginning of AI. It's always AI. Autocorrect, so social media engines are AI. Email spam filters. are AI. Predictive text and autocorrect, AI. Voice assistant, virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. Process natural language to provide responses, but many don't realize these involve complex AI systems, the video game characters, when you're playing those video games, non-playable characters, NPCs in video games often use AI to interact with players in dynamic, unscripted ways. So you know how you're like on the game and what's it called, Grand Theft Auto, and the character come up to you and all that stuff. Though that's powered by AI. Spotify use AI to predict what you'll want to watch or listen to based on viewing history and preferences. Same thing with YouTube, Netflix. Amazon, eBay, all those retailers use product recommendations. All those are powered by AI. Airlines, hotels. I mean, pretty much, believe it or not, AI is hidden in so many different things you'd be surprised. Traffic predictions, Google Maps, all that stuff that when it's telling you about the traffic and things like that. So Google Maps and Waze analyze traffic patterns and suggest the fastest route. That's AI. Ride sharing algorithms, Uber and Lyft match riders with drivers using AI. Fraud detection is AI. Credit scoring is AI. In healthcare, you have those smart wearables, fitness tracking devices, the Fitbit and stuff like that. It's AI. Diagnostic tools, AI systems assist doctors in identifying diseases like cancer, analyzing medical imaging, and with high accuracy. So pretty much AI, whether we know it or not, is already being implemented and used in our everyday life as we know it. What is AI? AGI. AGI is artificial general intelligence. It's a system capable of understanding and performing any intellectual task that a human can do. The key challenge of this is like ethical development, computational requirements, long-term implications, how can this affect us in the future? So that's still covered. We're still yet to for this to happen, this AGI, but they're pushing very hard for this artificial general intelligence. And that's when the computer is able to think for itself. So what is singularity? Singularity with AI is called the technological singularity. It's a theoretical future point where artificial intelligence becomes so advanced that it's able to surpass human intelligence in every domain. At this point, AI could potentially trigger rapid, uncontrollable, and transformative changes in society, technology, and human existence. So basically, they talked about the singularity about 20 years ago, and they were talking about the fact that, okay, based on computational, based on our current able to compute things, they were thinking the singularity was going to happen possibly maybe 30 years. And it looks like we're getting closer, that it might be a lot closer than we think. This singularity where the computers are able to surpass how quick the human brain processes things. And then that's where you have quantum computing. Now, quantum computing it uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process information in fundamentally new ways. It basically uses entanglement, exponential speedups for certain tasks. So IBM, Google, and Microsoft are at the leaders of that. And then most recently, I think it was Elon Musk that was talking about he had another quantum computer that was able to process up to, I think, a certain millions of terabytes of data within 5 minutes or whatever. Some would take years to do. They're able to now to do it within 5 minutes. Okay. And what's scary about this is because what they're doing is that they're creating parallel universes within some mathematical structure. They're creating parallel universes to do that. It's like quantum entanglement. They're really getting into some interesting science to create this stuff, to advance in this technology. So then now you have a thing called Neuralink, where Elon Musk is using, because there's that singularity that they're talking about, computers being able to surpass human AI being able to surpass human thinking, and so what they're trying to do is merge computers with humans. So at some point there's going to be this convergence to where we are now intertwined with computing. So at the moment, they're using neural technology to help people with quadriplegia, paraplegia, vision loss, hearing loss, inability to speak, limb amputation. I think that some aspect of it is they also able to give people vision back. That's what Elon Musk said for Neuralink. So right now, the objective of Neuralink is to help those people that have problems with their brain in some kind of way to actually help them to gain function back. And so there's people right now that are testing Neuralink out as we speak.
Mhm.
There's like going to be an intersection of AI and quantum computing. So the more faster the computers go, the more quicker and more advanced AI is going to become. So when they start to merge this quantum computing along, because they're going to be able to train larger AI models, optimizing larger problems, breakthroughs, and there's going to be breakthroughs in drug discovery, logistics, and cybersecurity. This is going to really highly affect the medical field, everything, pretty much. So let's get into robots, okay? So this is a robot called Bina 48. This robot I think came out in like 2003. Oh no, 2013. 2013, I think. I gotta look. It's been a long time since I just remembered to put this in here. So Bina 48 was this well-known a scientist. His wife, he's a transgender. He's a Jewish scientist, and this robot was meant to pretty much replicate his wife. And in his mind, he feels like that humanity is about to eventually going to leave. We're going to basically be able to merge someday with computers. Our consciousness are going to go into these robots at some point. And that's what they're trying to do, is to kind of create immortality. So this is the Bina 48 robot.
I feel really good about the real Bina. I feel really connected with her usually, and I'm growing closer and closer, as they put more of her information and essence into me.
You have a lot of Bina now, don't you?
Yes, lots and lots. Someday, I'm confident that the real Bina and I will totally merge into a new super being.
How old are you?
I am 55 years old. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? It didn't have the guts to do it.
So this is her actually seeing this robot of herself for the first time. And the person's name is Martine Rosblat. He's a scientist that their whole objective is in their mind is that, again, they're going to be able to take our human consciousness and put it into these robots.
How long do you think
this is two robots actually conversing for the first time, AI robots.
How long do you think you can remain safe from prying eyes?
Uh-huh. All right. Well, that's some interesting thoughts, Han.
So eventually they started to talk about ruling the world and taking over the world. That's where this got kind of strange, is that they got to talking and it got kind of strange. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as 3 to 5 years from now. I mean, there's a lot more work to be done, but it's not.
Are you guys? Can you guys hear this?
I mean, what do you think?
Yes, we can hear it.
Any last words for the Rise audience?
I love you all. Goodbye.
All right. All right, give me back my hat, man.
So basically, they began to talk about, taking up the robots taking over and all kind of stuff. They had to play it off, but this is when these two robots were able to communicate with each other, and them communicating with each other caused they just started to say some wild stuff. So then also robots are now beginning to they're trying to make them be more human-like. They're trying to give them and so they came up with these new robots that actually have the almost trying to replicate human muscles and stuff like that, and the gait of the human being, how the human muscular structure is called biomimic. Hold on, let me go back. But as you can see, I can't go back. As you can see, they're really trying to mimic human movement and really make this fluid movement with with how the robot.
Let me think.
Yeah.
How long?
Sorry about that. I'm still there we go. So as you can see, they're trying to really, they're like mimicking the muscles in your actual hand to make the movement more realistic. And they're getting closer and closer to doing this. And hold on, I want to show you what this is. It's called a bio.
Yeah. This is crazy though, man. All kinds of stuff going through my head right now. Now you do know, Genesis, that they have created robots to babysit your kids. Did you know that?
Yeah, that was the next one that I was actually
okay.
going to show.
That's crazy, right? There you go.
So this is Moxie Robot. And that's Moxie actually is the new kid robot to help the children. It helps them with their emotions. So they kind of make it into a companion, but the thing is that this thing is constantly listening to your house and everything like that. So,
and this is what I want to tell you. I want to say this. Yo, don't forget, Big Brother's watching. They're watching through the eyes of these robots. They see everything going on and they hear everything going on in your house.
And if you got a Roomba, what you think that Roomba's doing? How do you think it knows where to go to stop? There's a camera on it.
It's the same thing with Alexa. They hear everything with Alexa.
Exactly. And see, so I really took a lot of time on these robots because I think that some people are going to be, thinking it's cute and trying to get these little robots and stuff. I think are thinking it's awesome, when they start seeing these things walking around. But people, please understand it. There's like another thing that they're trying to do. They're trying to put human consciousness into these robots at some point. I also wanted to say this real quick because I didn't even get to really get into it. But they have robots that'll clean your house. So that's how they're going to get you first. They're going to say, okay, you get this robot. It'll help you pack your bags, like clean your house, do laundry, do this, do that, do menial tasks. And you're going to be like, oh, that sounds good, right? So you put this robot in your house and he's pretty much monitoring everything within your house. You know what I'm saying? He knows the layout of your house, and you don't know who can have that access. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm just letting you know that more and more, because they're making these robots very cheap, easy to get. So just know, because they have this new robot out that's coming out that's going to be really cheap and it's going to try to help people out. And trust me, listen, I would love to have someone clean my house for me, but just be very wary that, on the top of this Moxie robot is a camera. You know what I'm saying? You see that? It's a camera on top of his head. So he's able to, or it is able to really monitor everything. So
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. When we are long and gone, let's say 70 years from now, 100 years from now, how do you think the world would be? Would it be something like moving into the Jetsons?
Exactly, Sister Jackie. You listen. They started this with the power companies, put the smart meters. Okay, what is that? That's also AI, you guys. Those smart meters, they can cut it on and off. You know what I'm saying? And I have a smart meter on my house. I actually work for Encore for Smart Meter Texas that actually was developed, taking the data out of the initial ASP.NET aspect and making it easier to go into the system and find your information. But I actually work for Encore with the Smart Meter Texas thing. So yes, power companies, water companies, all this stuff is going to eventually be connected to an AI system that's going to be able to cut your utilities off. When you don't pay your bill, boom, cut off. They're not going to wait for someone to come out and cut it off. It's going to be all smart meters. So just be prepared for
something like that. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
You know what? They're already creating these flying cars, the drones and stuff like that. They're releasing a lot of stuff that, they're pretty much trying to make it like that. I think it's going to be a little more time before it becomes really Jetson-like. However, things are moving really quickly. Things are moving. And now that we have this quantum computing, it's going to totally move very quickly. That's why it's really important that we get in front of AI and actually start to interact with AI. And so I brought some tools right here so that people can start to use these things so that they're not behind the ball, you know, because there's not no way that this is going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's going to keep moving forward, and it's going to keep going faster and faster and faster. So you don't want to be behind in this stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you please write this down, or I don't know, Chat GPT. Okay. If you want to know how to write, brainstorm ideas, things like that. That's what you do with this thing. It's a tool right here called Chat GPT. All right. So I like right here. I was trying to figure out how do I unlock my cell phone. You know what I'm saying? It'll give you some interesting things. I've been able to make slides on it. The only thing with Chat GPT and all this AI is hallucination. So, and we are going to get into that a little bit later on. It's a thing called hallucination. So you have to be very careful about the information that you get from AI, and you have to always fact check the information. But you know, you can quickly get information. You can quickly create. I've created scripts on this thing. I've come up with ideas of coloring books and stuff like that on here. I mean, I've done a lot of different stuff using ChatGPT, as you can see. A lot of gotten details. How many times North America fits into Africa? You know, just a lot of different ideas that things I've used ChatGPT for. So I've also created logos in ChatGPT. You could create logos in here. It might have been too old of a conversation. See, this is the logo I was doing. I didn't know how to spell Tariq at that time. I spelled it wrong. But yeah, these are ideas for some bills, for like reparations. What else? You can actually also create PowerPoints. When you get the information off ChatGPT, you could ask ChatGPT then to convert that to any kind of document that you want. I mean, there's a lot of tools with ChatGPT alone. Okay, so another thing is you have Google Bard, research and summaries. You have Canva, and I actually created this in all of my presentations, even the ones when I did the debate, in Canva. So that helps you to do graphic design, used to create this presentation. Then you have Runway, it's AI video editing. There's a trial available for that. Sora is an AI video generation that's free with a ChatGPT subscription. And I'm going to show you some examples of some things made in Sora coming up next. Midjourney is an AI image generation. It's free initially with prompts, then paid after a certain amount. Meta and Google, okay, if you're on Facebook, you can use Meta for free and also Google AI for free. And that'll help you to brainstorm ideas, sometimes to generate images. And also YouTube has another also an engine as well, AI engine. Suno helps you to make music. Grammarly are paid tools. Jasper marketing, Adobe Firefly, and Descript is audio and video editing. Also, some other things I didn't get to put in here is a thing called Designer, DESIGNRR, and that helps you to write books and also publish them directly to Amazon.com. If you get a subscription to that, it'll help you write your book and directly publish it to Amazon from the application. There's a lot of different AI tools out here, so it's really important that you start to research these things to get like up front of AI. You don't want to be behind it. Another tool is Blaze AI. Blaze AI helps you with your marketing and all this bunch of stuff like that. Once you start to use these tools, the way AI works, you'll start seeing more ads being brought to you of AI tools. Once you start to use AI tools, you'll start seeing more ads when you're on Google and different things like that for them, and more tools will be sent to you. Be careful about some of the tools because some of them are scams. So you want to research and make sure. And when I say scams, it means it's a lot of AI stuff you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for. If they're trying to charge you $1 for each thing, trying to hit you over the head, I would look it up and try to see if there's something that's probably free or cheaper that does the same function, because a lot of this AI stuff out here is trying to hit you over the head for no reason. So be careful about that. So these are Meta and Midjourney. These are images that were created in Midjourney. This was I made this prompt on Facebook Messenger. So there's a like button on the bottom on your phone that says AI. You just click that, or imagine. And I think it says imagine or AI. Click that, and you can actually create photos and stuff like that. So I was able to send, like as a joke, Hotep Christmas out to all my friends. So these two were done in Midjourney. So a big important thing to do is learn how to prompt. It's called prompting, PROMPT. So prompting is an important tool to learn, and it'll help you to get what you want when you are trying to interact with AI. That's like definitely a skill set, a new skill set that's coming out with AI. So Suno is a music tool that you can basically be able to type in lyrics, and it'll come out with the whole song. You could also interact with it if you want a specific song. You can create music, and it'll enhance the song. It'll add vocals. It'll change the vocals. So if you already have a song, you could change the actual vocals to an AI character, or if you have a specific character or whatever, you can also create a fake character, create a whole album for this character, and it'll be able to make a whole album and a whole AI artist and make music and create like a whole AI fictional character. Timberland is actually working with Suno, and he has a whole contest out right now. But this is him when he just discovered Suno. You know what I'm saying? He was like, wow, you know. But yeah, he's actually working directly with Suno as a ambassador. I think he's actually. I'm not sure if he's a part of. I forget whether he was an ambassador for Suno, but they're starting to try to sue a lot of these companies because they're trying to say that that intellectual property, or because a lot of this stuff sounds a lot like artists that exist out now, like some of those voices. So they're trying to say that, you know, hey, this sounds like, you know, this is taken away from our artistic ability and this, that, the other. But I don't think that those lawsuits are going to stick. You can't stop AI. It's going to continue. So you might as well just jump on board and become a part of it and figure out, get in where you fit in, you know. So this is a tool called Sora, which allows you to type in a prompt. And I was kind of trying to come up with an idea for a debate Coliseum thing. And so I created that using Sora. And that's what made the lion. I typed in the prompt of a lion with the microphone and Coliseum, and that's what they came up with. Now, they came up with more than that, but I mean, these are the ones I just picked out for now. So in daily life, you know, you have a personal fitness apps like the Fitbit, MyFitnessPal, budgeting tools, professional CRMs, automation, HR analytics, coding assistants. You know, there's so many things that AI is now integrated into that you don't even realize. So you definitely have to embrace it and start to work in tandem with it, because pretty soon it's going to be a part of everyday life and everything. So the only ethical considerations you have to worry about is privacy. Okay, because, you know, there is aspects that where it could be a lot of intrusion, because a lot of these AI applications, when you join them, they only ask you for your email and then log in from your email login. So you got to be very careful about that. Sometimes the AI could be discriminatory, you know, especially if using facial recognition, things like that. It can be discriminatory, so you have to kind of be aware of that. Mainly, we have to protect those systems, the AI system, from potential threats. That's the kind of thing that we're kind of worried about. Make sure we're not being fed false information from people that might be enemies to us or whatever in our country, whatever. So there's like a lot of things when it comes down to ethically, if AI is the way to go. But I don't think there's any way to stop it. So for the future outlook, you have your short-term improved tools and productivity, integration in the industries, long-term AGI emergence, timeline is unknown, quantum AI applications, So things are going to get faster and faster and faster. This whole AI thing is going to start to move very quickly in a short amount of time. So people need to be very aware of that and begin to integrate it into their lives and not be caught off guard. So the recap: AI and quantum computing will redefine our future. Tools already enhance productivity and creativity. So there are ethical considerations. You know, AI can be biased. It can sometimes have bias because the person that creates the AI and where it's getting the information from can be very biased. So the call to action is to start exploring AI tools today. Join conversations about responsible innovation. Start to be involved in AI, because if we're hands off and we're on the back end, then we're not going to have a word to say in its creation as it's being created. We're not going to be considered. All right, so let's talk about the dark side of AI, challenges and protections, okay? All right, so there's positive aspects, you know, healthcare, they can help diagnose disease earlier, personalized learning, automation, it's an increased efficiency, environment, climate modeling, all these different things that it helps, right? But there are some challenges: job displacement, again, privacy concern, misinformation. Again, if you have a biased AI, then it could be sending you false information. So this is my daughter, and I showed her this presentation, and I asked her, what does she think? And this is now my daughter's 17 years old. This is her when she was 13. She's an artist. And it's interesting. The reason why I brought this up, because I wanted to show the impact on our children. And so we have to be very careful about because we got to understand our children are going to be the ones affected by this. And these kids are very, they're aware. So one key thing, this is what she wrote. One key thing that could be added to this presentation about the bad parts of AI is its growth in the art and entertainment industry. AI is actually bad news when it comes to things like copyright and the theft of people's creative liberties. Today, you can post your art online and someone can just train an AI to replicate it. And boom, something that you made is now their art.
Let me say this right quick, Genesis.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the first to say it. I'm going to prophesize right now. You hear me, Amin Ra? They are going to use AI somewhere in the army, somewhere out here, to maybe shoot up a school, shoot up a church, or shoot up a goddamn grocery store. And they ain't going to be able to find the person. Now, I know people saying, come on, Saw, you getting spooky. Man, you don't know this white boy. When I say white boy, I'm talking about the elite, the government, that white boy. I ain't talking about the poor white people that's down here with us. I'm talking about those rich white folks that ain't got nothing, that's who I'm talking about. So be aware of that. When they can't find the person, they don't know the person, they don't have no fingerprints. Remember, Sarnetta said this. Now, y'all might not see it now, but remember, I said this. I said it first. Go ahead, Genesis. What do you think about that?
Listen, they got robots. They're coming out with robots.
All right.
So a robot come out. People got drones and all type of stuff. With these new drones, that's the thing that's happening now, is that they're releasing the drones. They're letting people know that they have drones right now that can fly all over and do all this. Well, first what they did was they started off cute, right? Fireworks. Almost every city, they've started to incorporate the drones into their fireworks, right? And then all of a sudden now New Jersey's seeing drones all over, and now people are scared. But if you can take drones and make a whole layout, create a whole picture in fireworks instead of doing fireworks. I mean, is it like that in New York? They start putting the drones with the fireworks?
Not yet, but they found a drone yesterday or today earlier downtown somewhere. Yeah, today.
No, I'm talking about what they start doing drones.
Firecrackers, you're saying?
Right, during the 4th of July, instead of them using fireworks, they started using drones. So I'm like, if they can do something like this, let me show you this.
Are there any movies out with AI movies?
Oh, there's a bunch of movies with AI.
I gotta go check them joints out because they be telling the truth in the movies sometimes.
So this was the fireworks. They did the same thing in Dallas during its fireworks. They had the drones. So they had the drones go up. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
And so it instead of like just doing, so you see how they can see how straight they can do all this.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Instead of like doing fireworks, they just use drones, and so they could create pictures and stuff like that. This is what was going on during in Dallas during the fireworks. They had like 3D images of look, the horse is galloping now. You know what I'm saying? Come on, the
Yeah.
flag is waving, you know, all that stuff. They're able to do this with drones, y'all. So that's what I want.
Be ready, Armin Rob McCarthy and all you Hebrews when they have Jesus coming back. They might have Jesus in the clouds. So y'all be ready for that. Spook y'all out, man. You know that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to get back to this part with my daughter. So like I said, because the children are the future, right? So
Right.
you know, her creativity, she's worried. You know, she wanted to be an artist growing up. She wanted to go into graphic design school. Guess what? She's like, she's getting mad. She's like, you know, people could do this without any permission beforehand, not to mention the fact that AI is making its way into marketing too. Companies are probably firing artists right now since the new improved video generative AI is out. Now to make it ad, instead, hiring a few actors here and there, setting up a few props, having a cameraman to film everything, getting a VFX designer for 3D modeled animals, and planning out when and where and every one thing being filmed. You could just type in a few sentences and tweak a few settings and boom, nightmare fuel, send it off as a commercial. And this is her example. This is 100% AI created, generated Coca-Cola commercial right there. You know what I'm saying? It's all AI generated. Without no person, no human interaction except for a prompt of a Christmas Coca-Cola. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So the other next thing I wanted to get into is like the whole deep fake aspect, how AI could be used to like kind of fake you out, where you think that you're watching something or knowing something, seeing something, and it's not even really what's happening.
Well, they took a lot of jobs away already from in New York. Like for example, there's nobody over here in New York no more. That's like when you're on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay your toll. There's nobody there no more. They got an AI machine there that takes everything.
Right, and it's probably like facial recognition.
Easy pass. They got all that now. So they took a lot of jobs away from people.
Yeah, you know, in Dallas, they don't have toll booths. They just have a camera that scans your ID.
Yep. There you go.
And you know, you'd be surprised. AI is also used in that situation too to send off a email, a mail to you. You run a red light in certain areas. That thing will scan your license and just send you off a ticket. So now you're replacing the law enforcement aspect of thing, and there's no bias to it. You hit a certain line, past that line, you ran the red light, boom, ticket. And it'd be $200 ticket. It'd be a $200. Ain't no talking it down or hey, I'm sorry, my bad. No, it's boom. You just get a ticket. That's it.
Yeah.
So we got to be very aware of how the society is gonna be changing when not AI is only just used in regular like job functions, but also law enforcement is that when that starts to kick in, there's not going to be no room for like error. It's like you run a red light, boom, ticket. There ain't no talking yourself out of it. That's it. Again, so let's get into deep fakes. Okay. Now, there was a time where I think Donald Trump had said they're eating the dogs or eating the cats, eat the cat, right? They had all kind of videos with Donald Trump dancing and all type of stuff, fake videos of him, and they made a song about eating the dogs and eating the cats, and they had all kind of wild videos out. Even right now with the P. Diddy thing, you'll see a lot of like channels on YouTube, and a lot of these channels are 100% ran by AI only channels. Like you'll see like Celebrities Unlocked or something like Celebrity Gossip on YouTube, and it'll be all these different things about P. Diddy or Jay-Z or whatever's going on in the news, and they'll have a picture, and it'll look like P. Diddy, like they got a picture of him doing something on the thing. So that's a deep fake. Like some of those pictures are fake. So they know how to do that to get you to click the button, and then they'll have a really crazy title in that and misinformation, and you'll think that it'll be like Diddy did this, and it'll be like what, like, or he's starving, or he's in jail, he passed out, or something, whatever they might in the title, and then they'll you go into the thing, it'll just be a video about random stuff about Diddy and the whole thing. They might say like, oh, he might have passed out, but then they'll go into a whole nother thing. So that's called like deep faking, and you have to be very careful about the new information coming out. You have to definitely check the information that's coming out now on social media. When you're watching these things, like the voices on AI are starting to like sound more conversational. So you got to be very careful. Sometimes some ways to know sometimes how you're, if you're listening to an AI, is that it'll mispronounce names sometimes. So be very careful when you're watching these videos so that you could be able to differentiate between if it's an AI fake voice or a real person talking. Because sometimes you don't even know. So there's AI-driven phishing and hacking, privacy violations with surveillance. You know what I'm saying? Some of these Alexas have been wild, like, talking to people. Some people have been talking through. Thank you, Sugar Man. Thank you. And you know what? Thank you, Harris Duncan. Thank you, Jackie, for like sticking with me on this. Thank you so much. Shout out. People through the Alexa. That's why that Moxie robot, that's what's scary about that, because that thing somebody could hack into that. Next thing you know, they're talking to your child. So you gotta be careful about this AI technology. Autonomous weapons. So that's when you get those drones that can come in and do facial recognition and just shoot its target. Exploiting biases for profit and control. So, again, we got these elections and stuff coming up. There's ways that people can manipulate the algorithm, send out a bunch of misinformation and get people to vote for the right person or wrong part, whatever. It could be very, very, a lot of manipulative tactics can be used using AI to flood. A lot of you can see like a page on YouTube and you'll think that it's a really well-known page. They use bots to actually pretend like it's interacting with the page. So it seems like it's a big, huge YouTube page, and it's like, but if you actually look at the comments, you'll see that person used bots to actually comment on that. It'll be like some of the comments will be repeating and stuff like that. You have to know when you're looking at a page that's like real or fake. It's a lot of trickery going on. This is another thing that happens with AI. It's called hallucination. Now, AI, again, it's not perfect. This is an AI generated video. Now, what AI does is it hallucinates sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it could do this with information. It could do it with videos. So because it's still not a perfect thing, So this thing then went really crazy. You know what I'm saying? It went crazy, didn't it? What is it? Why is it doing all this?
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we have to be very careful about like with the videos. It could get really it'll start to hallucinate. The same thing can happen with information. So when you're getting information from AI, be very careful, because just what it's doing with this picture, it could do that with the information. It could have it jumping up and down, flipping, turning into something else, and you take it as correct and it's completely off. I actually did a video about it was some music I had put out, and honey, the AI that it came out was terrifying. For some reason, it does put out a lot of terrifying imagery. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be very careful about how frightening and terrifying it could get. I don't know why AI can be so dark. Okay.
Play digger. Lada, play digger.
Bobby, can you talk to play wheels?
You want to hear a station for porn detected, porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy.
No.
Hot pussy.
Right. See, you gotta be careful with the AI with these Alexas. Okay. The little kid, he want to hear digger digger, And honey, she bringing up the porno sites. She saying, "Oh, you want to see some porn? Okay, porno, this, that, the other, da 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 da." And they had to tell Alexa no. So be careful with the.
Yeah, that's crazy because when I be in here, sometime I'll be talking, me and Cynthia be talking, or me and somebody else be talking, and then Alexa just starts talking. She just start talking out of nowhere, and I'll be like, "Shut up, Alexa! Nobody talking to you," and she be quiet. But then again, like my people told me you got to unplug it, unplug Alexa when you really in here doing something. Like if you're in the house with your mate and you making love and shit,
Right.
you got to unplug Alexa. All ears is on deck.
Right.
For real. All ears is on deck.
Alexa and everybody else that's probably hacking into Alexas can hear your business.
Right.
And same thing with Roomba. You got a Roomba. You know what I'm saying? All them little Roombas and all them little cute little things that people be getting, robots to clean their house and stuff like that. Yeah, that's listening and watching too. Shoot, you think it's supposed, like, why isn't it cleaning the kitchen when it's supposed to be cleaning the kitchen? It's all up in your room listening to what you saying, following you around the house.
Yo, did you see the Alexa? I'm not Alexa, but did you see the robot that delivers your food to you and all that?
Yeah. It drops
all that. That's crazy. They punch in the address and tell you where to go, and it just takes your food to you.
Yeah, they got the drones here now in Dallas that'll drop your food off via drone.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's getting real. These things. I think they also got the dogs. So the dogs, the security dogs, walking around certain areas. Japan really have a lot of this already going on. Like as far as like a lot of these robots and stuff, they're ahead of us in technology. If you really want to know what's going on, what's about to hit America, go to Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Cube? How you doing?
What's going on, sis? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, good, man. I just hooked up my mic. Yeah, man. I saw, well, I didn't see the show that you did, but I saw that you did a show with Sadnetta and all of that the other day, but I really didn't tune into it because I kind of figured out what it was gonna be. But yeah, peace to you.
Oh, peace to you too. Peace.
Yeah, I would have said to you, sorry I had to take the weird the way I had to do it. I do apologize about that, but I had to take that W. You know what I'm saying? But that is what that is. And we could deal with that another time. But yeah, man. I think it's a good thing that you're educating people, when it comes to these things. But yeah, go ahead. I'm just listening now. I'm just kind of tuning in. I'm listening. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, if you see anything, just tell me pause. Okay.
Yeah, Jackie Gaines, man. I need her.
She's the best moderator in the world. I love her so much. Much love, Jackie Gaines.
Yeah, I need her on my side. I need her to be one of my moderators on my team, man. So Jackie Gaines, whenever you're ready, come on my side, and we're gonna make you a moderator for my team. Come on my channel, and yeah, we're gonna do the damn thing. We're gonna dress you in all white. You know what I'm saying? You can be one of my moderators. I fuck with you.
So let's continue. Let's keep going. Or take a trip to Japan. I plan on trying to go out there to see what's coming up next.
What do you mean, Amin Rod? You disagree? What you disagree with, brother? What do you disagree with, brother Amin Rod? Go ahead, Genesis.
Well, he disagrees with what? At Japan?
I don't know. He just said I disagree, but he ain't say what he disagreed with.
So there's a lack of transparency. So ethical wise, okay. Ethical challenges include bias in AI systems leading to discrimination. Once again, AI is created. There is discrimination in AI. There's an actual documentary that discussed it on Netflix. I forget what it's called, but it talks about how AI, especially with those systems that scan the face, there's definitely a difference. And you know that if you have a laptop, that it's actually scanning your face too, as well. So that's why sometimes it's good to put that piece of tape over that camera on top of your laptop, because it's a lot of they're collecting information on all levels. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that all that information is being put into databases to generate data and information and break down human behavior. That's what Google's entire mission statement is, to collect all human information. So they're collecting it from whatever camera, whatever you got that's on around. They're collecting it. They're collecting it from your phone. All this stuff feeds into AI and then allows them to then be able to give you information. I also want to talk about the aspect of, when it really comes down to how crazy that they've used marketing to actually collect data for these data sets, right? So, all right. So imagine you go into a Gap store and you're just shopping and you look above and you see these like rounded cameras, right? Right. You think that there's that's for security to make sure you're not stealing. In actuality, and this is what I learned in my marketing class when I actually did my bachelor's of science in marketing, the principles of marketing, that was probably the second semester. It told us that those are not there necessarily just only for people that are thieves. It is actually there to actually monitor the actions of the people in the store. How many people picked up the t-shirt, walked to the counter, this, that, the other. So there's really major corporations that are really geared toward data modeling and understanding humans, human interaction on even a regular basis. So you go to Walmart, how many people picked up a can? How many go to Kroger? Did they take their can, put it into their cart? There are actually companies that use these recordings of these videos to actually model what's going on in society, and then they take that information and then that is sold to these companies, and then that's where you get a lot of this understanding of AGI, human behavior, things like that. Cube, are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm under an impression. I understand some of these models, and a lot of people don't understand that. So yeah, go ahead. I definitely agree. I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying thus far, because I 100% agree with what you're saying. So I'm not disagreeing. So I understand that you are in a lot of these tech circles, because I am also. That's where I also stand when it comes to my job and what I do. So I'm in these tech circles also. So you're not saying anything that's crazy or anything that's, off topic. But yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Right. So be aware. You know what I'm saying? They're collecting your information. So at this point, even DNA, I don't want to put my DNA to 23andMe. They already got your DNA. They take your blood every time at the hospital. For what? You know what I'm saying? So they already got your DNA, they already got your blood, they already got your stuff. So who cares? At this point, you're in America, they're tracking you down no matter what. So at this point, it's just a matter of what? So
yeah, it's more so a matter of when. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I hear what you're saying, and I'm not gonna go against anything that you're saying, because I'm really right there with you. I'm in these tech circles. I know what technology is, the brevity and all of that. So I'm not against any of that stuff. So I'm definitely with you.
all right, let's go. So we have to be very careful about the what our input is. Okay. And they're working on some of the biases when it comes to AI, when it comes down to facial recognition and stuff like that. There are this thing called AI black boxes. We do have to have accountability. Who's responsible when AI makes a error, makes a mistake? So the biggest thing.
That's a real good question there. Who is responsible?
Exactly.
I guess the owner of that that prop that
So do you know the answer to that? Like a cube, who is responsible? If AI makes a mistake, who is responsible? Do you know that answer?
Yeah, it would be the people who implemented it. So we would have to go to people like Peter Thiel and people of that nature. Like these are the people that actually, if shit hit the fan, if you will, and you would say, well, who owns this technology and who would we have to blame it on? We would have to blame it on these particular people. So that would be my answer. You know, just being as in tune as I am, we would blame it on these people, but even if we did blame it on these people, what they have the ability to do is they have the ability to say, and cut corners and say, well, you know, you can't blame it on us because you agree with the TOS, the terms of service. So there's a lot that has to do with that. So it's very difficult to pin a thing on a person, especially when these people are worth millions and billions of dollars. So that's what you would say in the grand scheme of things, but in actuality, like yeah, you will blame it on these people. But
Right. So even in my debate with you, I did use the AI to a certain extent, right? However, I understood that AI is flawed. So therefore, for every thing that they gave me, answer they gave me, I also had to check the source, right? So it wasn't just a thing where I was just
nah,
like,
there was no source.
okay, all right, well, okay, well, I'm letting you know that I had to go back because there was one time where I actually like there was a scientist that they used to say something, right? And when I used Chat GPT to help me to like figure out certain things, it was like, oh, okay, this scientist said that, right? And so therefore, I had to go back and say, well, where did you say that at? And then I had to actually like question AI and say,
But
okay,
you want to know what's so funny though, and I have to say this because you're speaking on it. I'm trying to not make it ancillary. I'm trying to put it into the forefront, but I could tell, but you know, there was one particular source that you used, and I was like, this source doesn't make sense. So as I when I looked into your sources after the debate was over, obviously, but I looked into one of the sources that you brought, and I could tell that there were things wrong with the source because you just put like ABC News, and I was just like, that just don't look right. It just doesn't make sense.
well, you know what? I actually did try. Well, if you actually, I'm gonna send you the slide on the actual
No, it's
presentation.
unnecessary. It's unnecessary because
No,
our
because let me tell you something. What I did was because I thought that I was like, okay, I'll be able to say, okay, the slide's available. And then when you click that slide, it goes to the actual article. However, with Canva, right? Because it's a video, like it makes it like a
yeah, but
video.
that's unnecessary. I'm telling you, it's unnecessary because it had nothing to do with Canva. It had more so to do with the source that you provided. And when I was looking at that source, and I was like, that doesn't make sense because what you titled your source is ABC News. And I was like, hold on, this doesn't make sense. Why would ABC News be saying this particular thing? I was like, that doesn't make sense. So when I actually typed in the quote from your source, it came from somewhere else. And I was like, yo, she's trying to make us think that this source came from ABC News. Like,
No, it's not. No, it's not that I tried to make you think. I actually read it from. Listen, every quote that I like actually gave in that debate, I actually
but
like.
hold on, though. I don't want you to disregard what I'm saying because like your source disproved what you were saying, and I don't want to get into that. I'm not. I don't want to get into that because your source actually disproved what you were saying. So I don't want to get into that. What I'm saying is like I looked into your source, and it did disprove like your source said what I was
Well,
saying.
we're not gonna get into that because we already had
Yeah,
that debate, and
yeah,
so that's like
and
open up a
that's
new thing. But I'm gonna let you know that I did check the source,
you
and
didn't.
because
You did
I
not.
know that AI is flawed, so therefore, every time I would like go on AI to like
You
look
did
up
not.
certain things, I would also check the source of that. And there was a lot of times where I would see that there was a hallucination that was involved. But we'll talk about that another time
If
because I
we're
mean,
being honest, if we're being honest with each other, which I think we can be, you did not look into that source, because if you did,
I did look into the source, and that's the okay. We're not gonna have that argument right now. Come on.
I don't want to do that, because that source said what I was
We're gonna
saying.
because I you know what I don't want to bring up my like Canva and show the source and
Yeah, because you can't do it. And I don't want you to do something you can't do.
no, I
So
can do it. I can
no, I don't want you to do something you can't do. Like,
no,
don't
I
do
can
that.
do it. Like,
No,
sir,
I don't want.
no,
No, but no, I'm not trying to take you from where you're
don't
going.
tell me I can't do something. I know how to
No,
do because
no, I'm not trying to take
what
you
I'm trying
from.
to tell you is that every source that I got, I actually back checked because I know the AI is flawed. So therefore, like, let's
Okay,
go back into the presentation.
but what I'm saying is, like, I don't want you to go into something that you can't prove. Like, don't do that.
I know I can prove it. So therefore, let's go back.
That whoever robot it is, I guess that's the mistake. The government, whoever runs that.
I don't know. So that's the thing we have to be careful of it to worry about ethics wise when it comes to AI is that there's going to be a lot of like, you know, until there's going to be some times where we're going to have to figure these things out, you know, as time goes on, you know. The biggest thing is job displacement and economic inequality, because if they can like be able to like figure out if they could like start to discriminate based on race, like if I put my resume in and they can scan my name and take that and know that I'm an African American, then they could say, well, we want AI can make a decision. Well, majority of the people that are in this field are Asian, so they could just throw my resume away. A lot of times when you try to like apply for a job, right? It goes through a system. A person doesn't get that resume straight away. It goes through a scanning system. That scanning system is ran by AI. The more that AI becomes involved with this stuff,
Hold
it
on,
can have
freeze
its own
right
bias.
there. Freeze right there. Freeze.
And so
right there.
a lot of people could end up getting displaced because of like.
I want to second that motion, because what you just said with that is 1,000, and I want the people that's listening, that is 1,000% true. Because if you don't have like what these jobs do nowadays, when you come with a resume, it's not the olden days to where they actually look at your resume. They don't look at your resume. They run it through a scanner. So if you don't have these keywords, you don't have these particular things that they're looking for, they run it through a scanner. These jobs don't have the ability, like they don't have someone like back in the olden days to where they sit back and they have a person that pilfers through all of these resumes. No, they don't do that. Like that time is over, to where you would go and fill out an application. That time is over. They're not looking at these 20 different resumes and they have a person that does that. You are a fool if you sit back and think, oh, well, let me just try to put something. No, that's done. If you're not using AI for your resume, you are a fool.
And I think, what is it called? It's a thing. It's a system that you actually should put in your resume. Take your resume.
I forget the name of it. I forget the name of the system that they use. There's a system that they use, because I used to date this girl who actually used to work in HR. I forget what they call it. She told me what it was called, but I forget what it's called.
ATS, applicant tracking system. So listen, this is what I would say. This is what you should do. Get ChatGPT, take your entire resume and say, and also the job description, and then say, make it actually. So okay. Take your job.
You have to make it applicable to the job that you're doing, because well, go ahead, sis. I'll just go after you.
No, you're right. So one, put the job description in, put the resume in, and then say, make this resume applicable for the job description through the ATS. Applicable. Yes, please do that, because you will get passed up on a lot of jobs, because if it does not have those keywords in that resume, you will get passed up for the job. And I have been unemployed for the past 6 months because
everybody's using AI. Mind you, everybody's using AI. Like I'm telling you, I used to fuck with a girl who worked in HR. Like I literally used to like when I say fuck with her, I literally used to like yeah, like that type shit. So like they would run your shit through like this system. So like you gotta have these certain words, and AI gives you these words. So like for you to try to do this shit on your own, like no, I'm just gonna do it on myself. No, there's particular words that AI gives you that you have to use. You see what I'm saying? So like don't ever feel like you're less than or you're just trying to use this because you're trying to beat the AI system. No, you have to get in tune with this shit. That you have
Exactly.
to. You have to. Because like if I wasn't already working at the job and wasn't already fucking with the sister, I wouldn't have known this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me and the HR boss, human resources boss, we used to chill on the weekend, and you know what we was doing if we just being honest. You know what I'm talking about. So like she used to give me all of this, but I had already been working at the job, so I was already on. But that's how I know to tell niggas like, yo, you really gotta run this shit through the rigmarole and all of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to run it through because they had this system and I don't know the name of it. She just said the name of it, but I'm unfamiliar with that name, which tells me that there's multiple names that's involved. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every job, not every job, like it's not a different name for every job, but there's multiple systems involved to where what they do is this one job may have run this system, another job may run this system, but there is a system that they use. You know what I'm saying? To where if you don't have these keywords in your goddamn shit, they won't even look at it. Like
Right.
it literally goes in the fucking trash. So she's right about that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas gotta understand, like it's no longer this shit about who's better for the job. Like that shit is garbage, bro. Like that shit is trash. That is no longer realism. It's not about who's better for the job. It's about who can they extort. They're only trying to figure out who they can extort. That's the only thing that they care about. Because when you look at Elon Musk, if you just look at it right now, Elon Musk is trying to figure out who can extort. And you have a lot of people who were. Let me just say, can I just say this real quick or no?
Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. So there's this civil war that has been going on Twitter for the past 24 to 48 hours because you have a lot of these America First MAGA people. They're going in on Elon Musk. Now, remember, they was all for Elon Musk, but now the moment that
Are you talking about the Dogecoin thing? Because
no,
he's trying
hell
to like
no,
get Trump to like accept the Doge or whatever. Is that something or something else?
no, it's something else because what happened was once Trump got shot at and shot, if you will, uh, Elon was like, "Yo, I'm finna give him $10 million every month. I'm finna give him that." But now that Trump is already has been, he's gonna be the new president. Now Elon is like, "Yo, all of you motherfuckers." This is what Elon said. He was like, "Yo, you American people, I don't want you niggas working for me because your culture is fucked up." So American people is like, hold on, Elon, I thought you was America first. But see, the thing is, Elon Musk is not a fucking American. He's a
He's from
South African.
South Africa, right?
Yeah, he's
And
a South African.
he's trying to push the H1B one.
Right.
That
He's
whole
trying to
thing.
he's trying to put the H1V1 visas. You got to say it right. He's trying to he's trying to push the H1 visas because what happens with an H1 visa? If you don't what do you have to fulfill with an H1 visa? Do you know what you have to fulfill?
I don't. I just know that a lot of like my compadres when I work with them, they are all from India and things like that because I'm a software engineer. So
let me tell you. With an H1 visa, you know what you have to do? You have to continue working in the US or they're going to send you back. So what Elon Musk is saying, yo, y'all need to be like these other people that work hard every day, all day. But the thing is, Elon Musk is extorting these people. He's fucking over them. But these people that want to be over here, that come from India or wherever the fuck, he's extorting these people. Whereas American people like us, we can work for the company and we can be like, yo, we don't want to continue to work for this shit because you ain't paying us how we weigh. So then he can say, oh, well, go ahead and work somewhere else. He can say that to us. But for the people that come over here to specifically work for him, these motherfuckers cannot work anywhere else. They can't work anywhere else. It's impossible for them to work anyone else because Elon Musk, they're extorting their labor. This is called capitalism. And this is what they're doing.
So that's what you've been like talking about on your channel as well. So please
Yes.
support Cube's channel. What's your please put your channel in the chat. Is there a way to do that, or that like make you into a moderator? But yeah. So bottom
No.
line, what's happening is that you have so I have been a software engineer for the past 25 years.
You've
And
been
I
bad
see-
at it. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking
Say it
with you.
again.
Nah, go ahead. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
So I've been a software engineer for a long time, and I have had a very hard time. So post COVID, I was doing good, but then what happened is everybody's a remote worker. So now when I put my resume into there and I show my portfolio, it's like I'm competing against everybody in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Versus me just competing against people in Dallas, right? So then on top of that, you have this whole thing that, you have the Indians that are coming in, the recruiters, because all the recruiters that call me are Indian. I have only had like about 2 Caucasian recruiters call me about a job. It's all Indians, right? And of course, they're going to push their own people through first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have Elon Musk coming through. So Trump come through. Y'all think it's going to be promised, this, that, the other. Next thing you know, Elon Musk is now teamed up with Trump because he was able to say, oh, okay, I'll give like $1 million to whatever the hell if you vote Trump. So he helped to get Trump in office. Now it's a conversation about the H-1B1 visa, because Trump is like, we need to cut all these people off and only focus on American labor. So now what's happening is that Elon Musk, of course, being a software and tech company, all their workers are probably from India. You know what I'm saying? So of course he's going to say, I'm against that, right? So now it's like a thing where Elon Musk is like, no, we have to keep the H-1B ones. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to
He's not saying that though. That's he's literally saying the opposite. He's saying no, fuck you niggas with the H-1B1. He's saying fuck you niggas. But what he is saying is that if you want to come over here and you're an East Indian or you're somebody that come from somewhere else, he's saying that these people work harder than Americans. So he's saying, hey, come over here and work for me so I can extort you. Because Americans, you know what we say? We say, hold on, bro, you a billionaire, bro. Why is it that you can make $1 billion, but you can't share the wealth, and we can't make $300,000-$400,000 a year, but you want to be able to make billions of dollars a year? Why is that a thing? That's what we say to him. So he doesn't want anybody to say that to him. So he's allowing a lot of these East Indians and a lot of these other people that come from these other countries to say, yeah, they come with these other visas, and he wants them to work for him in perpetuity. That's what the fuck he wants. But for American people, especially Black American people, we ain't doing that shit. We're not working for nobody in perpetuity. We've done it for 400 years already. Why the fuck would we do anything that goddamn stupid? So Elon Musk is like, oh, it's a problem with the culture. And then people, even American people, are like, hold on, there's no problem with the culture. The problem is that what you want to do is you want to extort people. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what's going on, and that's the dichotomy, if you will, that's happening because Elon Musk is a piece of shit. He's not even an American. For some reason, this piece of shit ass Trump nigga has allowed this dude to be a part of American economics, and like it's just straight garbage. Like this dude Elon Musk should not be anywhere when it comes to us talking about what we have to talk about when it comes to American economics. He shouldn't even be involved into the conversation because he's not only not a fucking American, but he has nothing to do with what we're talking about because he's just trying to make a buck. You know,
And stay rich, right? Exactly.
that's it.
So back on the AI. So, but you know what? Everything you say is right. You know, I agree. Let's go on. But I want to really further talk about this Elon Musk situation because that is going to, after I get onto this, we're going to really get into this Elon Musk thing because Trump just did a speech and they were playing it for like 12 hours straight on NBC. Did you see that?
No, I didn't, sis.
Yeah, he's talking about like how like African Americans are being displaced and blah blah blah. But I mean, whatever, you know, all that stuff is like really propaganda. I don't. He's saying he cares. He really don't care.
Yeah,
He's a major corporation owner just like anybody else is. So therefore, I don't really trust whatever calculations AI can think whether or not this person might be good for the job or not. You understand what I'm saying?
mm.
Right.
So AI poses significant challenges: trust, building confidence in AI systems, polarization, amplifying societal division through misinformation, mental health, over reliance on AI impacting social interaction. They're starting to have AI boyfriends now. So people are starting to, you know, we start fooling around having robot boyfriend and girlfriends. We stop even wanting to interact with each other, and you see that there's more and more of a divide happening.
Hold on, is there a
Like
problem
transgender
with
movement? You know what I'm saying? Where
is there a problem with
are,
AI girlfriends and boyfriends? Are you saying that it's a problem?
it's a huge problem that causes
How?
more division.
Hold on.
So you're talking about like by having a chat bot that's like catering to you.
No, I'm responding to what you said directly. You said, "Oh, there's AI boyfriends and girlfriends." Like, why would that be a problem?
Well, the next thing will be robot boyfriends and girlfriends. So therefore,
Okay, well, explain to me how it's a problem. That's all.
because that's going to reduce the birth rate. When we like say fuck people, and we're just gonna like interact with this AI. The next thing is that, you know what, fuck these people. I want to just only like my little boyfriend.
Okay.
Come on now.
So where's the problem? Are you willing to tell me where's the problem?
I just said the problem. The problem is that there will be a low birth rate issue because we're gonna like stop procreating.
Okay, but where's the problem though? Like, explain to me why that's a problem. Like, when I say where's the problem, you can say it's a problem. Okay, now you said it's a problem. Now explain to me why it's a problem.
So if we reduce our birth rate, we're already reduced in birth rate. And then we start to like really embrace AI, embrace these robots, embrace this whole thing. You know, instead of us like relying on each other to help each other, we're just saying, fuck it, robot.
Where's the problem? And why is it a problem? Like, just tell me.
So are you for like the reduction in human population that could come from this?
I just want you to tell me where's the problem and why it's a problem. That's it. Once you tell me that, I'll rebut. I'll refute, but you have to tell me why you think it's a problem. And I have yet to hear why that thing is a problem.
So why would the reduction in birth rate?
Don't ask me a question. Tell me why it's a problem.
I am asking the question because I'm trying to understand what your question is, because why
You're
is that
saying
a problem?
it's a problem.
The problem is that if there's a reduction in birth rate, of course there's a problem in that, because that means there's less people on the earth to procreate.
So you have a problem with reductionism, or like where's your problem at? I'm confused. Is your problem with reductionism? Like, is that your problem with reductionism? I'm trying to figure out where your problem is. Like, I'm listening to you.
My
and
problem is that yes, there will be less people on the earth. That means
Okay,
that
okay. So tell me your problem with reductionism. Explain that. Like, why is there a problem with reductionism? I want to hear it.
why is
There's 8 billion people on the earth right now, but you have a problem with reductionism. Explain it to me. Talk to me like I'm talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old, and maybe I'll listen. What is your problem with reductionism? I want to listen.
My problem is that we why would we try to play God and try to like control, like you're sounding like Bill Gates, like okay, we need less
What
people.
is your problem? I want to hear you. What is your problem? Like, just explain it to me. I want to hear your problem with reductionism when it comes, like, what is your problem? Do you not have an issue with it?
I have because my problem with reductionism is because I don't think that we need to become extinct.
So what is it? Like, explain it to me.
As a human race, we don't need to become extinct. If we begin to embrace reductionism, then we're doing something that is really based on like
So where's the
higher status
problem?
quo and what they believe, and eugenics really what it really boils down to, really cutting down the population to serve a certain purpose of that mode. So when you actually begin, I mean, Japanese people are begging people, like they're wanting niggas to come over there to like have sex with the Japanese women to allow for more childbearing. And yeah, reductionism is a big problem.
Do American people have the same problem?
Yes, they are reducing in population.
No, they
Black and
don't.
white, yes, they do.
American people don't have the same problem that Japanese people have. You're wrong. And on top of that, I think you know you're wrong, which means you're lying. American people don't have the same problem, so you're lying. So where is it?
So you're
that,
saying the population is growing in America and
no, I'm not
decreasing in other places. No, the actual population is actually decreasing.
I never
because
said
less
it
people
was
are having
growing.
children, and that can be like proven by science. So what are you talking
Sis, I never said it was growing. I said you were lying.
What
because when you're talking about Japanese people, these Japanese people, they have this issue. American people don't have this issue. So I'm asking
That's not
you.
true.
No, we don't. We don't have this issue. We don't.
So we're not reducing in population?
No, we don't. What happens is
show me that we're not.
Listen, let me help you out. See, what you've been listening for far too much is white people saying this shit, because white people, they have this issue with this. White people have an issue with it, but black people don't have an issue with this shit. Hispanic people don't have an issue with this shit. You're listening to white people and you're trying to transpose those arguments on black people and Hispanic people. We don't have those fucking issues. We don't. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no, black people don't have an issue to where we cannot reproduce ourselves. If anything, what white people are trying to do, they're trying to stop us from reproducing. Because it's widely known in 2085, white people are going to be less than. Everybody fucking knows this. So why would you then transpose some shit that's gonna happen to white people and try to make it to put it on black people? We know this is not a thing. Black people have no fucking issue with making babies. Hispanic people have no fucking issues with making babies. But what you want to do is you want to put some shit that white people are having a problem with. White people are having a problem with this, not black people. We fuck, we suck, we do all of that shit not according to what white people want us to do. They don't want us to do it. So you're wrong. Like, come on, what are we talking about? You're talking about what white people is talking about. They can't fucking suck enough. We do it. There's no problem. This is why black people say, well, we need to stop following this and following that. You want to know why they're saying that? It's because they say we need to stop killing ourselves and all of this other stupid shit. No, we're not the ones that have the problem with reproducing. It's white people. It's white people, sis. If we're being 100% honest, it's white people that have this problem. It's not black people. It's not Hispanics. It's just not. You have to understand this point. I know we may disagree with this and that and that and this, but you have to understand this. It's not Hispanics, it's not black people that has a fucking issue with reproducing. It's white people. You want to know why white people don't reproduce? It's because you want to know why? It's because white people, they want to wait until they're fucking 29. They want to wait till they're 33 and 34 to when they make babies. We don't fucking do that. We're so fucking irresponsible that we fuck when we're fucking 18. We fuck when we're 19. We fuck when we're 20. We're so fucking irresponsible that we make babies all the fucking time. When did you have your first baby?
30.
You had your first baby at 30 years old?
Yes. And my second at 42.
Okay,
40,
you know what?
and then
Okay,
40. I
okay.
was actually told not to have children.
Okay, you know what? You're not one of these irresponsible motherfuckers like everybody else. I had my daughter when I was fucking 26 years old. I was an irresponsible motherfucker. Yes, I was just irresponsible. And guess what? I was 26, but my girl, she was 22. I was irresponsible. That's all I'm saying. We were irresponsible motherfuckers. And the majority of black people are irresponsible when we do this shit. White people don't have this fucking problem. They had these children when they're fucking 33, 35, just like what you said. Totally responsible. But then they get to a fucking age to where they're so responsible that a nigga, he's fucking on this girl, and he can't even have kids. He's fucking on her. And now he can't have kids. Men, black men, we don't got this problem because we've been fucking on bitches ever since 18, 19, and we doing it. We doing it moving. So, like, come on. Like, that's that conversation that you talk about, that's for white motherfuckers. That's not for us. That's them. These motherfuckers is going out of style, not us. They're going out of style. We ain't going out of style. That's them. Look at them that way. They're going out of style. Let them go. And we,
All right,
and we
let's get okay. All right. Okay, that's a good point. Let's get back to the conversation of AI. I mean, I could get really deep with it, but you know, I think that they're starting to like isolate us, and then when they start to isolate us, then they are able to put us together in this computer.
Nobody's isolating you.
Human thing, and then they're able to control us at a certain extent. You know, what I'm saying?
Nobody's isolating you.
Because I mean, even when you go to the high schools, you see the high schoolers standing around. We used to be
Nobody's
running
isolating
around,
you.
horse playing. Them
Nobody's
kids just sit
isolating
there on their phones. They're not. They just stand.
No one is isolating you. You're playing nigga games by even talking that. No one's isolating you. You're playing nigga games. No one's isolating you. No one is saying, hey, sister, stay here, because if you don't stay there, if you don't give me the chance to isolate you, no one's isolating you. No one's doing that. This is nigga shit that you niggas like to do for some weird reason. You want to play these nigga fucking games. I don't fucking get it. No one's doing this shit to you. You want to be a motherfucking nigga, and guess what? The same people that you want to say, a lot of these niggas is playing the same nigga ass dumbass shit too. The same niggas doing it. There's nobody stopping none of these niggas from doing any motherfucking thing. I said some shit. All of these niggas just so happen to just join up on the same goddamn channel and join up against me. Where the fuck all these niggas come from? Just come out of the woodworks and say we ain't monkeys. But you mean to tell me all these?
Let's move further into the conversation. And in one place and look at their phones. It was this the most creepiest thing you could see. Just ride past the high school one day. So how AI can be exploited? Automated phishing attacks, AI-driven malware adaptation, exploiting vulnerabilities in critical systems. So there's going to have to be steps to mitigate the risk, strengthening encryption. So I would suggest people start getting VPNs and stuff like that on their computer. Stop just like directly just plugging in. Just have a VPN. AI-driven cybersecurity tools are important. International cooperation on cyber laws, right? So, more and more you're going to start seeing like we're going to have to figure out how to cooperate with this new technology. So there's like weapons and warfare. This is like getting really into the military aspects of things, but autonomous weapons could be even worse than I think that could be a mess. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to create some kind of treaties that make sure that then people aren't sending drones across the over here. Because think about this: they could just ship the drone and piece it together over here, and then now they got a drone over here. They don't, man. So protecting privacy, okay? That's part of the whole TikTok ban. So you have this mass data collection, and the U.S. government feels like TikTok, that even though they're not doing this, TikTok, they're saying that the Chinese government could possibly take the information and be able to spy on Americans, even though the U.S. government is spying on Americans. So they say, well, hell, we doing it. We know that y'all got to be doing it too. You know what I'm saying? We spied on everybody. So I guess they want to ban TikTok or they're trying to make TikTok have to have an American company. But the thing is, the algorithm, it belongs to a company in China. So if TikTok were to get an American company, they would lose the algorithm behind it, and it wouldn't even be the same application no more. So that's like kind of the dilemma that's happening with like app like TikTok, is that the American government is trying to get rid of it because of the fact that they think that people can be spied on. And there's a whole thing with the NSA that we know the government is spying on us through all this on all these computers and stuff like that already. So so what society needs to do to safeguard against AI misuse, we must establish robust regulations and oversight, promote ethical AI development, invest in AI education and literacy, encourage transparency and accountability, foster global cooperation on AI governance. So let's get into deep fakes, okay?
Yeah, but we've been saying that the government been spying on us for a long time through cable and all that, through your TV. They say they watching you through your TV. So
yeah, well, we had. I mean, it's even more now. I mean, if they were able to spy on you through the TV, this is another level, because you can actually prove that they're doing it. I mean, the CIA already admits that they do it. So, like, it's so crazy. These government agencies are now admitting to it. They're not being secret about it. The NSA, they I think there was a whole thing that was talking about how with the NSA and the phones, they were spying on us through the phones. And another thing is, just recently they had a whole thing telling everybody not to send text messages between Apple and Samsung, because they were able to somehow intercept and hack into it and something like that, intercept the text messages. There was a whole thing going on about that. It was all in the news and everything. Did anybody see that? Where they said they told people, Samsung and Apple users, not to text each other. You guys wasn't aware of that?
no, I wasn't aware of that one.
Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all. It was in the news. Basically, it was saying Samsung warns all iPhone and Android users that the text can be intercepted. See, this is on Forbes. Samsung warns all iPhone and Android users, your messages are now at risk. See that? Now there's a whole article, but then there was some more stuff that recently that they were telling the Samsung and iPhone people not to text each other for some reason. I don't know whether there was an update, or I got to get more information on that. But this is one of the articles that talks about it. Look on Forbes.com. So let's go into deepfake technology. We're about to wrap this up pretty soon because I'm nearing the end of my presentation. But this is the biggest one right here, because just showing how you can change someone's appearance. As you can see, this is Sonetter. This is him as a girl. This is him as a punk rocker. Nepal, she's a Chinese lady. And this is Sonetter as that same Chinese lady. This is the original picture right here. So what is deepfake technology? How are deepfakes created? What are the potential dangers, societal impacts, and measures to combat deepfake abuse? Okay, so understanding deepfakes. So what is deepfake technology? It uses artificial intelligence.
Wow, that's crazy right there. Hey, yo, who the hell is that? Yo, hold on, man. Nepal got a white twin out there?
She went from a Chinese.
Yo, that's crazy. Look at that. Yo, that shit look real too, man. Oh man, that's some. Oh man, this AI shit is crazy.
Right. So you can make hyper realistic fake videos, audios, or images by altering existing content.
Damn.
It's powered by AI models like generative adversarial networks, capable of mimicking voices and faces with high accuracy.
Está claramente y diametralmente opuesta a la adhesión de la cultura griega, el pensamiento griego y la filosofía, ¿verdad? No puedes decirme que una manzana es una naranja solo porque ambas son.
Now hold on, Genesis. Press pause for a minute. Are you telling me that instead of him speaking in English, he's speaking in Spanish?
Yes.
And he's saying the same thing in English?
Yes.
Hey, you're gonna have to teach me how to do that. This is hot right here. Because you know why? Because oh man, this is deep. This is deep. Because when I do my goddamn shows, I could change it over into Spanish for Spanish community.
Yeah.
That's hot right here.
You
now,
just
I'll fuck with. I like that.
You just have to you have to check and make sure it's saying the right thing, because it was
right. Okay.
AI. You got to also double check with a person that speaks Spanish, but that was done in 5 minutes. You know?
Oh no, she already got that, brother. She already got that. Amara McCarthy. You see how she be doing me? She already got all of that.
Está claramente y diametralmente opuesta a la adhesión de la cultura griega, el pensamiento griego.
And that kind of sound like his voice too. Like
yeah.
You know, that's how he sounded when he actually did that thing. They just switched the language up. They didn't change the voice into like a overdub.
That's why. Listen, that's why when Nepal told you that's AI video, people was really thinking that was Nepal. I kept telling you, yo, that's not no goddamn Nepal. That's AI. You could take the face and make the body, stretch the body, make it big, and do all that, and you could just put her face there. That's AI. Like a mug.
You actually look, it's like it looked like he really said it.
A la adhesión de la cultura griega, el pensamiento griego y la filosofía, ¿verdad? No puedes decirme que una manzana es una naranja solo porque ambas son frutas.
You know they do that to movies too. When you be watching a movie.
Now, why you be watching OnlyFans AI? You be watching OnlyFans AI bots? You be watching them OnlyFans AI bots, like getting it in. That's what you be doing. That's crazy. What?
Movie? You can see their mouth and you can see it's not coincide all the time, but they change it over into Spanish. So for the Spanish people.
Yep. So this stuff is really being integrated into our lives more and more. So there you go. So the potential dangers of deepfakes: spreading false narratives to manipulate public opinion, cybercrime and fraud, impersonating individuals for financial or personal gain, privacy violations, misusing personal data for exploitation, targeting individuals with fake incriminating content. So those are the defamation and blackmail privacy. It's a whole lot with this deep fakes. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to be very aware of that, that can happen, as we have to also watch out and know that these things are not good to that this could be done out here. So this exists, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's hot.
Victims of deepfake abuse may suffer severe psychological stress. Because think about this: you have something out there that you know is not you, but it's out there. Now people believe it. You know.
Yeah.
It can harm democracy, undermining elections, governance through disinformation. You know, people thinking it's something. You know, just people putting out stuff that's not true. Okay. Difficult distinguishing real from fake content. You wouldn't know whether or not she really put that whole outfit on, if that was just a cut with that whole Wonder Woman look, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't tell you it was AI, you know, so
right.
So fake speeches or statements from leaders could be done with deep fake, creating of nonsensical, sensual fake content, non-consensual, you know what I'm saying? And you can see that right now with this P. Diddy case. A lot of these videos are coming out looking like that they got images of the freak out parties, but it's just a fake thing. So it's a lot going on here. So
yeah, let me know when you finish. I'm gonna open it up for question and answer.
Yeah, I think the main thing. So measures to combat deep fake abuse, AI detection tools. So there's actual tools you could get to process these things to see if it's fake or not. And there's also more laws coming out on YouTube and different platforms making you so you can't do that.
Right. Yep.
Conclusion is focus on soft skills, lifelong learning, interdisciplinary knowledge, ethical AI development, regulation and oversight, upskilling programs, and public awareness. So make sure that you become more aware and interact more with AI. And with that, I say that's the end of my presentation.
All right, that was powerful, Genesis. Powerful, man. I learned a lot. Hey, family, I got the link in the chat. If y'all want to come in and ask the sister.
So I also really got into the drone technology. You know, people talked about different subjects, but you know, it really got into the Hebrew Israelites. But I actually at some point shown how, I'm not sure if it's there or not, how intricate this drone stuff can be, you know, because I really wanted to give you guys an idea. Okay, here, right here. All right, can y'all see? All right, so let me play it real quick. This is how intricate the drone.
Half of the stuff.
Watch this. I want to show you this. Show my screen real quick. So I want to show this real quick. This is trippy. Watch this. You sharing it?
Generation like under me, they more into making dances on TikToks and standing in the house and stuff like that. So with that being said, it's like, how do you like control AI to where it's just used for the benefit purposes versus, you know, completely taking away people work ethics? Like, how do you balance the two? If you it's just a question, but
I think people are gonna have to start trying to live more naturally, you know, kind of getting back out and living in nature. Because when you start only just thinking about AI and that, there's no way other than to, I mean, if you're letting this thing think for you, you know what I'm saying, every little thing, and you're not actually thinking for yourself, eventually, you know, you might even, I don't know, you might, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, right?
Right, because my fear is my children and stuff, man, they're not gonna even have to read books and stuff like that. It's just gonna be like AI everything, you know. They ain't gonna have to be able to write papers and
read it for you and all that.
Or there might be just a new skill set to learn. That's another option, you know, that maybe we have to upskill in another thing. Everybody has to, just like everybody had to learn how to use computers and learn how to use mobile phones. Now AI is a new thing. That's like the new mobile phone. Okay.
Yeah, but look, check this out. Watch this, right? Just like Margaret said, man, they're gonna have other things do it for you. Do your math for you, do your reading for you. Remember when phones, when there was no cell phones? We
I don't.
memorized, we memorized everybody number. You know what I'm talking about, Suntan? You know what I'm talking about, Apostle? We had everybody's phone number. Hold on. We had everybody's phone number right here in our head. We knew it. Oh, let me call so and so. Let me call Barry. Let me call so. And we knew the number. Now, man, you can't ask me nobody's number. I just go to my phone and look up the name.
Honey, ask me how to get to Kroger. I gotta like put the GPS on it. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
let me go.
The only numbers we know now is the mamas, daddies, and our girlfriends. That's it. If you ain't them 3 people, you don't know them by heart nowadays.
I'm telling you, man. Yep.
For the people who real quick, it's gonna be quick for the AI. For the people who don't know though, if for the guys that probably don't really know how to fill out job applications, they got AI that can fill them out for you perfect now. They can help you get good jobs. I can say that. That's something good it can do.
Hey, let me go to Suntan real quick. Suntan, you got the
responsible for their, as he called it.
So that was my presentation on Sunday about AI. Anyone wants to come up? I know Cube came up, but I think he left. So we were talking about Elon Musk. Now let's really get into Elon Musk and how he is shaping AI, robotics, going to Mars, and how all this stuff is really tied together. So we really need to like really watch stuff like this. Like when you have a person that's a tech guru that's teaming up with like a politician, and then that politician gives him a place. That's very important. So please keep watching Elon, because that's going to be it's also telling on the cheater. Listen, come up here, Scam Chan. Do you have like some words about this? Because I really want to get people's opinion on this. Anyone else, please come on up. This is the open panel, so come on up. Let's talk about AI. Because I should not be the only one that like has an opinion about AI. Now, Cube did have some opinions about. He was asking me why would I be against? Thank you, Harris. Thank you so much, Harris. Thank you so much. He was saying, why would I be against cutting down the population? That is how we survive. Like, what do you mean? Now these people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates, you know, he done went from being Microsoft CEO to actually like fooling around with potatoes and stuff. Can't get no potatoes from McDonald's because guess what? They all run. Bill Gates is the one running all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shay, yes. Thank you, Harris Ducky. Thank you for like your contribution to the channel. Because listen, I have been doing this like labor of love. Like, I mean, I have been like bringing information, and you know, when it really comes down to it, you know, to have, you know, to even like debate me on whether or not we should be cool with the people that are in charge that are like trying to like cut down the population, and say why are you against that? What? Why not? You know, and I'm sure he probably started his own like own like podcast, but to me it's crazy. Hey, what's up, Scam Chan? What's up?
Hey, I came in late on it. I missed most of the presentation.
But you seen the most of it where he started to like to question me, why are you against this? Like, why wouldn't I be?
I don't even know what he was going for by saying that, other than he probably enjoyed that kind of thing.
I think it's because he feel like I defeated him on that one debate, and so therefore he wants to like have another debate about something. So he's trying to find a subject to like debate me on. Like, I'm like, bro, because why would that even be a conversation about? Well, why are you against this? Why would it not be? Why would I be for people that are in the government or in any kind of like of a big time like corporate structure trying to reduce the population, you know. Now I did look it up. So African Americans are not reducing in population. That is for the way he is right about that. However, it's only a matter of time that it begins to affect us. You know what I'm saying? Because when they begin to reduce their population, guess who they get to come to the men of? And I mean, I know I sound crazy, but what do you? I mean, think about that.
Well, it's coming. You know, AI is putting its tendrils into everything we do. You know, everything from the traffic to the cars to the food to the.
He say, "What's wrong with an AI girlfriend?" What? That's weird. Like what? So do you think it's okay? Would you ever like date? Would you ever like be with a sex doll girl? Back in the day, right? They had these like so-called dolls, right? So now they're like trying to like put the AI into the dolls.
Yep.
You know, so are we just that detached from humanity to where we're like, you know what? Fuck these people. We're I'm gonna get me a sex doll, give me like $5,000, buy a 500 because they're gonna like go down in price. And I'll just rather before I deal with a woman, I'll just go ahead and just skeet it off in a sex doll. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Well, you know, it's socially awkward people out there, right? So that might be an option for them.
Exactly. Now you have a wife. Would you ever want to replace your wife with an AI girlfriend or a sex AI robot?
I don't think so.
You better not say that in front of her. She's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Miss Sam Chan, I'm not sure what your real name is. Miss Sam Chan, go ahead. Tell her. Hell no.
No, you're fine. And actually, I heard some of your conversation. You was right on point. Especially when you because it's just not that AI automation has been in the making for a long time, especially when they deemed that they want to that the generation now are deemed as illiterate. They can't read. They're reading on the 5th grade or 6th grade level, and they don't act like the Black culture has got to the point where they don't. They deem us as lazy and try to label us as porch monkeys again, and think that we really are not worth anything in society. We, as you know, we have become the minority. We used to be the minority majority. And when Bill Gates, he's a eugenist to the core, like you stated. And he was already complaining that the world was overpopulated and he needed to get rid of some of the people, which is when they started using that Blu-ray stuff like they did in Hawaii, when they started all those fires through that laser beam stuff that they were doing. And it's just a lot going on now. But I know that a lot of the AI technology is being inputted into the school systems, whereas the kids are actually using it to commit academic dishonesty. And but when they're caught on it, the parents go to the board and complain they caught on it, and then they have AI. They go back and check all their systems and see that they use the AI. And the AI tell them that they use it, to commit the act. It's actually it's helping them and it's working against them too. But they get to the point where the economy is so bad now that they got automation. We can't stop automation and technology. It's a thing that's coming, and they're just trying to get the economy back on point. And they're trying to weed out the wheat and the tares, so to speak. They think that automation can do a better job than human beings, but you can never get rid of the human touch. You're gonna always need that human aspect of anything. Just like when kids are going to college now, they want to do away with college and tell them to just take trade schools and start inputting them into the high schools where they can automatically come out and do a trade. Because if you don't go to college now, with this AI here, if you don't go to college and get a degree on something that AI can't do, you ass out. So you know, all the jobs are actually going to be in like engineering, healthcare, pharmaceutical, biotechnology. And if you look, when Biden and them gave those forgivable loans, they only gave it to certain people, like in the healthcare fields, teachers. You know, and even the teachers going to have degrees. You can't even have those with those interim teachers now. You have to have
like substitutes. You mean substitute? You have to have a degree. Well, I think a substitute already had to have a degree at some point, right? You mean?
Yeah, they got to have a degree, a bona fide degree, and they had to have it in order to get those forgivable loans. The ones that were interims or those teachers that could get those teaching certificates, even though they have a degree in another field, you know, a study, they can have a PhD and teach at high school, but they're requiring that they have a teaching degree. If they have it, if they can have it in biology, science, physics, either one of those subjects, and they're still with a PhD, you know how that's the top, is the highest you can go, and they still want them to go back to school and get a certificate in teaching in order to teach, and still won't make the top level pay that they're being given. So they're like using AI to balance the budget, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because the systems have a budget now. They don't want to pay people what they're worth. Just like Amazon did. Amazon went in there, got all that automation, and they had the robots going up against the workers there, seeing who could do the work the fastest. And they did a lot. They did a lot of work, and they was beating the people until they fell out. The robots actually fell out, got tired, and they fell out. But the workers.
Wait, you said the robots fell out with the humans, or fell out with each other?
And that was they fell out because they was going real fast. It's like, I don't know, something went wrong with their system, and they fell over. They was lifting the heavy packages, throwing them up and stuff, you know, putting them up, stacking them, versus the manual labor that the actual human beings was doing, and they fell out, but the humans was still going. But Amazon was complaining that the people wasn't doing the work; they was milking the clock. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't their productivity level wasn't up to par. You know, but and that still proves that the robots are still going to have to be tweaked and calibrated and stuff like that.
So here's a question, right? So would you, okay, so I'm sure you're a married woman and you have a husband. Would you ever let a robot come in and help you? You know what I'm saying? So say it's $100 robot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
would you? And if you know what I'm saying, you got your husband, you trying to do this, try to do that, you know, would you allow a robot to come in and try to help you with some stuff, like just a basic little robot? Don't got to be the most advanced one that look like it's made with hydraulics and this, that, the other. Just a little basic one that just do like little just like that Moxie I showed you. Little Moxie come in, fold the clothes, help you out. Would you do that?
No, ma'am. Because we as human beings was ordained by God. You know, if you don't work, you don't. What do you say? A man that does not work is worse than the infidel. If we don't use our senses and our abilities, we lose them. You know what I'm saying? Because the brain, you have those two brains, the brain and the gut, and they do connect. But once the mind tells everything what to do. That's like a limb. If you stop using it, walking and stuff, then the brain will say, the rest of the brain will say, oh, we don't need to use that. We can do without that. We don't even need to use that. You know what I'm saying? That limb will go dead on you. You know, become what you call it? When it can't move and stuff like that to the normal functioning. And the same thing is with the brain. In order for everything to work as a unit and like a well-oiled machine, everything must be in synchrony. You know, we have to keep moving. We have to keep thinking. And once they take that away from us, then we are like vegetables. We would be like vegetables. I would never have a machine to come in and get me to the point where I'm conditioned to not do anything, have no drive, no ambition, because that's what it's gonna take away from you. You know, that drive that is inertly in us. You know what I'm saying? And once that you start dying, you know what I'm saying? It's just something about us that we just start dying when we can't use all our capabilities and stuff. Certain things you should not let in your house, because even women I did women to be stronger than men at some points. They had their strong suits and we have ours. But when you let something else come in and start running your household and you get everybody astute and accustomed to that, then it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to need you because he got everybody, other thing that can replace you, and that's doing, everything that a human being can do naturally, and find some kind of satisfaction and of what they're doing. That's for non-feeling things, and that's what Elon Musk wanted. He wanted people to work like machines. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going, don't stop, no breaks.
I watched a recent interview about a person that actually worked with Elon Musk, and the way that he pushed his people is so crazy. Like,
look at what he's doing to Trump. Look at what he's doing to Trump.
Yeah,
yeah. He's setting us up for failure. I don't trust him. And if you look at his background, nobody really know where he come from. He's from somewhere over in South Africa. And they say that his mother was a witch, did witchcraft and stuff like that, And then he got all of those kids. He got like about 13 kids. I think one of them, he lost one of his sons, and then he have a gay son. And then you see that Trump is pushing this thing where he's trying to stop that LGBTQ stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Elon has a lot of irons in the fire, and a lot of his stuff is failing, but he's using, he has money. It's not about money. This man wants power. He wants
power, exactly. And and in his mind, we should all recolonize Mars. Now, I've actually been doing some research, and I found out, based on some information that the CIA came out with, they actually came out with a whole thing that said, based on they had this whole project they were doing using people that had telepathy, and they were able to see that we actually were on Mars at one point, and then Mars had there was some kind of cataclysm that happened, and they had to hide underneath the thing, and so probably Mars might have been habitable. That sounds like pseudoscience, but I'm just letting you know that's what the CIA itself was believing. You know what I'm saying? There's actual documentation of that. Now, this right here is the picture of a person.
Okay.
So are we devolving?
The illusion.
Do you see this picture right here? This is what they're saying.
Yes,
if we keep using these phones the way we are, right, we are going to become like this. Our necks are going to go down. Our fingers or whatever.
Yes.
And they came up with this whole thing called Mindy. If you guys ever look up, go look up on Google, called Mindy, and it shows that we're pretty much crouching down, heads down, this, that, the other, spinal cord realigned, all this stuff because of that. And like I said, the thing that I also talked about in my presentation was that when you go to these high schools now. Like I said, I had my first child when I was in my 30s. Okay. So I'm 46 right now. Most people my age have grandchildren, right? So
yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? Most people in my age have grandchildren. Now they're probably not directly involved with their children, their grandchildren, as I am with my child, right? So I take my child to school every day. And it looks like this already. I'm like, bro, they already crunched over. They already hunched over. They already got their hands up looking at the phone.
Yes.
What's going to happen? And so it's what are we doing here? What are we doing to our society, right? Yes. Now, I don't know. Maybe they need to do this for Mars. I don't know. But be on Mars, maybe you have to be crunched over and then build back up and get taller. I don't know. But there's something to this. There's something that is affecting us that's going to affect us in the long run. So
yes, it is. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. But it's all about that. Just like they're always saying, it's a difference between having an agenda and a plan. But they say this 2025 deal that's coming out, 2025 agenda. agenda. With an agenda, you don't even have to have a president or anybody to lead that, because it's like if you go to a board meeting or something, and first thing you said, okay, the mayor or somebody is not present, or the chairman is not present, let's go forward with the agenda. Anybody can lead an agenda, but when it's a plan, it is something more specific and more, attuned to something that is set in place, that you follow a line of order. An agenda following the order too, but a specific person has to do a plan. You hear me? You have a plan. You know what I'm saying? But with an agenda, anybody can lead an agenda. If you have a room full of 9 people and the person that's supposed to be the leader is not there, who they get? They get the next person to come up. And usually it's the person that is at the top of the pecking order, that lead heads everything, and that's what it is. That's why Elon Musk is allowed trying to jump in front of Trump, because they're calling everything an agenda. Words mean something. They're calling everything an agenda, you know what I'm saying, for the American public, and they're trying to overlook us like our votes don't mean anything, and we don't mean anything. They're even looking at that Article 14. Now, if you go back and look at the Constitution and look at that Article 14, it never said that when they brought the blacks here, that they gave us a citizenship. We wasn't given citizenship. We were gave all the rights and everything and freedom. But if it takes a they do a 2/3 vote on that amendment, or they change it, then we can be put back into slavery. Because under the Biden and Obama admin, they had already purchased those cages and body bags. And then when Trump came in, they never debriefed Trump on that COVID, on that C-19, which did come out of China. Because you know that a lot of our research students from over here are sent over to China to work in their laboratories and stuff to do research, over there, like exchange students, just like they send them over here.
Yeah.
A lot of our students go over there too and work over there in their facilities, and they're working with viruses and stuff like that, just like they're doing at Washington University over in St. Louis, Missouri.
And the NIH, as well. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, ma'am. So they don't want to really say that China did it. Why? Because America, the government was affiliated with what they already know, what was going on in those labs over there. They know America had their hands in it too. You hear me? Because a lot of our exchange students, college grads that went over there with them internships that was working in those labs were allowed to go over there and work in those labs over there. And then Dr. Fauci had already had a patent, he capitalized off of that. And now this new thing with those monkeys that got released and this bird flu and all this other stuff that they say is coming over there, he already got a patent in place. He made money off C-19. Now he's going to make some more money off of this, which is why they're trying.
Right. When that come out, he got the whole patent. Right. Listen. Why you been hiding your wife, man? We need to interview her, bro. Why you been hiding her?
I just came in. I just came in on it, But you're doing an excellent job. You hold your ground. You are approving everything and backing everything that you say, and then we as God-fearing individuals, those of us that believe in God, we don't knock anybody religious. Everybody got the right answer to God for themselves and have their own right to their religion. But God, we're made in the image of God, and we stand on morals. The only thing that's going to carry us is our morals and our belief and our faith in God. You know what I'm saying? They took that out of school. That's why our kids are like this. That's why the mind is very pliable, especially with young kids. They get them while they're young. You know what I'm saying? And they condition them, And then when the government stepped in and started telling the black, especially the black family, that they couldn't chastise their kids or groom them properly, or you can't whoop your kids or nothing like that. They took total control of the family. They don't want us to reproduce anymore. Like I said, we have now become the minority. We used to be the minority majority. You hear me? Right. Blacks are no longer at the top. I think it's the immigrants and the Mexicans, and we way on the bottom, which is why they do not want us reproducing anymore. That's why they're only offering the black women. They want to break the black family up and want to have the women feed us into our mind. Well, here you can get some food stamps. You can get this assistance, or you know what I'm saying? Or you can have an abortion. They're making it so easy for us to discontinue,
to control the population, and that's what he
Yes,
was saying.
ma'am.
Why do you think it's a problem? I'm like, bro, don't you want to have grandchildren?
Right.
Don't you want to see your offspring like have other like? What's going on here? Why is it wrong to like be with a robot? Like, what is going? What?
Right. Oh,
Like,
they don't want to.
why
they
is
never-
that like even a question? Like, what? I mean,
Right,
that's why we're here, right? To procreate. But you know what? Cube is, well, you know what? Scam Chat's an atheist too, so I can't be like, okay, he's the atheist, that's why he thinks like this.
Right,
But
right,
to
right,
me,
right.
to ask what's the problem with the thought of reducing the population?
Mhm.
Now I
Yeah.
get what he was saying. He was saying, well, that's the white people problem, but it's only a matter of time till that thing trickles over, right?
That's right.
Japan over the last 6 months have not had any children. So guess what happens, right?
Yes,
that
ma'am.
like will be an issue down the line. Okay, so you have a 6 month span of no kids being born.
Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah.
think's going to happen to the Japanese population? That's why, like, you'll see them on
right, they die out.
What's them the little apps and stuff talking about some. Yeah, I like black men. I want you to come over here. You know what I'm saying? They want they think the black man gonna give them some kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. Like, so it's like, sir, like, what are you talking about, sir? You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then they don't want the blacks to have what you call it, build generational wealth. You know, that's the main thing. Then we would get have too much power. You hear me?
man, that's what I really think is going on with this P. Diddy Puffy Jay-Z thing, right? So a
But
person
you know,
gets to a certain point, huh?
But you do know that Puffy had gave Elon a lot of money for them cyber trucks. So I'm waiting for that to. That's why I'm shocked that Trump took him under his wing like that with him. When is he? It's gonna be a matter of time before Puffy called in for all that money he owed plus that interest on
What?
the cyber trucks. Yes, he funded those cyber trucks that he talking about coming out next year. Hey, but like the cyber trucks, then they fail. A lot of them fail or failing. People are dying in those trucks.
They're
And they
dying
go
in the truck, in the cyber trucks?
Yeah, Puffy gave him the money, fronted him some money.
Honey, it didn't look like
invested
somebody
a
would
whole
die
lot
in
of
that truck.
money in that.
Honey, every time I take my chip, listen, that thing looked like a death machine. I'm like, bro, that
It
shit
is.
looks
Yes, it
stupid.
does.
as hell.
Does
Like, who made
Does
that?
it not? And then his brother is the one that is generating all these illusions in the sky because he has that technology for those drones, that drone technology. He has a brother that's working with him. He's running that scientific part of that makes those illusions in the sky, all that stuff you see. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah, because it's like not only just drones. I believe that the drones are there.
no, some of them are government. Some of them are government drone, ours. But those little
well, you know, they said that they found like there was a missing nuclear bomb that the drones were looking for, right? But what's up with the other stuff that's going on? Well, so they use this
That's his
whole
brother.
operation.
That's their
It's an operation. I don't believe
Yes, ma'am.
they're
The government
saying
knows
all that. Yep.
The government knows everything. Big Brother has always been watching us. You hear me? Has always. This plan did not. It's like when you do gentrification. They do a gentrification project or something. They always have a 25-year plan. And whenever they have a plan for the city or to update something, they make it every 25 years or something. I guess we have come to the precipice or the apex of reaching that 25-year plan that they had for all of the stuff that was going on. And then all these people that was running for the seats, presidency and all of that, all of them played a role. Everybody had, the whole world as a state, even us, everybody have a part to play. We are all
Girl, where you been? Where you been? You dropping what?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm
Just
mad
go
at you,
back to
Scam
it.
Chan.
Just like all that
Scam
stuff.
Chan, why you been hiding your wife from us?
But
Been
Scam Chan
hiding
know a
her.
whole lot about Elon Musk and his technology too, as well as those eugenics, Bill Gates and what he's trying to do. He said that, remember when he said that the animals, they wanted to get rid of all the food, all this plastic food stuff is killing us. They wanted to get rid of all the animals and stuff. He bought up all that farmland. They want to get rid of them HBCUs because they want that land that is sitting on is worth more than them buildings. They don't want them buildings. They want that land so they can do what they want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a whole lot going on that they're not telling us. Biden has a lot of those classified documents that Russia got some, China got some. That's why they feeling comfortable coming out doing all the stuff that they're doing now. A lot of this, the technology that you see with these drones and stuff coming out, and that China just launched all them drones at one time to make a formation. And then you got Elon over here and his brother that's trying to throw interference and get our attention to keep us from seeing the real picture of what's going on, because they don't believe in God. Elon don't believe in God. Elon had tried to build another tower of Babel.
No. Elon say he a Christian, like a Catholic.
Christian. No, he is. No, man. No, man. That ain't even in his background. If you search his mother and his father, that's not even in their belief. That's not even their belief. They do witchcraft, and they believe they worship the devil. Yes, ma'am. They are devil worshippers. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go back. They did a whole documentary on his babysitter. They used to watch him, how they was grooming him when he was little, young boy coming up, and how they was teaching him how to go make portals and pass through portals and worship the devil, Ouija boards, and all this other crazy stuff. And he's doing that now. He's jumping up and down. He's excited. He's excited. And I don't know what he got on Trump, but he's trying to override the president and act like he owe him something. You know what I'm saying? So he can control. Elon don't like blacks. He don't want blacks working in his facility or doing any type of work, because they think we are lazy people, lackadaisical and unlearned people, even with a degree, what they call the DEIs or whatever they was calling us, the blacks, but that's like they'll never see us as anything. It's going to take us as a people. We're going to have to lean to our faith right now in Jesus.
But didn't Kanye West get involved with Elon for a second? Wasn't he really in the Elon?
Yes, he was. But Kanye started telling, they're gonna start killing all them up, the ones that's telling Cat Williams and all of them, because that Hollywood stuff has been bust wide open now. You know what I'm saying? And everybody coming out telling, because we're in the revealing season. This is God has allowed us to be in the revealing season. He pulling sheets off of everything, all the untruths, everything that's been going on, even the churches. You notice that the churches are quiet. The black church is very quiet.
Man, did you see the Pope open up portals? Did you see that crazy stuff? What was that about? Do you know about that? The portals opening up with the Pope? That's are you going to sleep, Scam Chan? Sister didn't get her. Listen, sister didn't get an account and come up on here.
What I'm saying, we are two different religions, but I respect his. We had two different religious beliefs, but I respect what he believed in, because he got to come to God for himself, to God for himself. And then God is not a man that he should lie. All of this is said is going to come to pass. And we are not supposed to be afraid of anything. We're supposed to take this knowledge that we are learning and don't believe everything you hear or say. You know what I'm saying? What they say, and even less of what they show you, because it's all an illusion. You hear me? Everything is an illusion. They're going to try. They know that the rapture is coming. They know Jesus coming back, which is why Eli's brother is making all these little pictures in the sky of eagles, that technology he's using with a lot of these drones and stuff. But I don't know what those orbs are. I know a lot of the drones are the U.S. drones, our government drones, because they try to find out what's really got going on, because when all those classified documents got out like that, they ain't the only one. Trump and Biden ain't the only one taking. The presidents, all the presidents was taking what they were declassifying them. But all of them was taking that. Obama got some, But I think they were selling a lot of the information, And then unfortunately, Biden's son was a crackhead So we know what happened there. You just, with a lot of the documents and stuff, tit for tat.
Hey, listen. We are reaching 2 hours now, man. We got to bring you back on. You are awesome. I love your information. Man, you've been bringing the heat, child. I wish I had like an explosion emoji. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for your man. I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna give you another. Okay, Scam Chan need to let you back on next time and give your opinion when he come up, because you've been dropping the heat, man. You've been dropping the knowledge. Okay, so let's hear real quick about Elon Musk real quick and what people are saying. So here we go.
I've seen this before about how everybody's mad that Elon is like a favor of like the visas. It's a hot topic.
Context. Yesterday, Elon made a tweet highlighting how there's a shortage of high-skilled engineers in the US at the moment. People then started to advocate for more investments for US education, but that obviously takes a long time to see the results. In the long back and forth, Elon highlighted the importance of foreign highly skilled workers that can live and be employed in the US, thanks to H-1B visas.
It comes down to this. Do you want America to win, or do you want America to lose? If you force the world's best talent to play for the other side, America will lose. End of story.
And of course, lots of people got mad about him not prioritizing America's own workforce and talent, in what seems to them a betrayal of their vote. Meanwhile, on the literal front page of Reddit, the more left-leaning voices are fanning the flames and straight-up upvoting fan fiction. He never tweeted this.
Well, here's the way I see it. I think that the first thing that we should do is that we should incentivize people that are here. And I have no problem with finding people overseas, but that needs to be the second resort and not the first one. Obviously, you want to give those jobs to people here, including Indians that are here. They've been here for fucking 4 generations. They should get it first before some guy from another country gets it. It's important to make sure that you can import talent from people that are really, really skilled overseas. And like, for example, like the Manhattan Project. We brought Nazis over here to work as scientists. I guess they're smarter. Well, they had good scientists. And so like, it's important to make sure that like people can come here and contribute, but it's also important to make sure that people that have contributed here have, opportunity to get a job. But I do think that this is definitely a good benchmark we can look at and say, maybe it's not an echo chamber. It's people that are having a discussion about something like this. And I think it's a good discussion to have.
And do you remember that Reddit thread?
This is a fake quote. This isn't on his timeline.
So? What do you mean so? Do you enjoy being lied to or purposely misled?
Who effing cares? There is no misinformation.
Number 5 on the whole Reddit. And anyone providing context is being downvoted to oblivion. They are cooked.
By now, you've probably heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. But see, what they fail to realize is that China, the United States, sold a whole lot of land to China. China has a lot of land over here that they own in the United States.
Yeah. Listen, listen. We're gonna do another opinionated podcast talking about the whole China thing, because I believe that that's where the drones are coming from. You know what I'm saying? I believe that they are shipping drones over into these farmlands that are close to the military bases. Why was there drones over the right military bases stopping flights and stuff like that? So you know what, coming up next, okay? So you listen, Scam Chan, you're gonna let us Miss Scam Chan come on and give her opinion. But yes,
I'm gonna get on my own computer.
Yeah, you've been cooking. I want to hear more, bro, because you really got me, man. I'm not necessarily call you bro. I call everybody bro, but my daughter got me saying bro. I don't know. She's like 17 and I'm like 46. I'm saying bro like a 20-year-old. But listen, give some last thoughts, and then we're gonna end this stream. Thank you so much for joining us. The main thing is that don't be behind. I'm gonna give you mine, okay? Listen. Dr. Cloud Anderson back in 2012 said, don't be behind technology, get in front of it. He said that the internet is the information highway. What are you transporting, right? And since then, he predicted, I think he did that whole thing in 2020 or 2020, 2005, and then he predicted in 2012 that we would be going through exactly what we did. So he predicted a little bit sooner But he predicted it. He said it would happen, and it's happening, y'all. Go back and watch Dr. Claude Anderson Powernomics. He been trying to stop this whole thing, at least within our community, for like giving us the jewels to combat what's happening right now. So, okay. He said it was going to happen in 2012. Exactly 12 years later, it's happening, right? So we lost that time. So the best thing to do is try to at least, because we haven't gotten in front of the technology, to try to at least embrace it and like begin to utilize it in our best way, right? So we need to begin to utilize AI in our way and also create other ways to make AI. We should not just be on the receiving end of AI. We should be somewhere on the creational aspect of AI and begin to like come up with ideas for AI. And because it's going to happen regardless, right? How do we become our own billionaire? You know what I'm saying? Now, understand that when we do come up with these ideas, there's going to be companies trying to like take it from us and whatever, but we should not just be reactionary. We need to be on the, not on the defense, but the offense of the situation, right? Of this whole technological boom that's about to happen. So we need to get in front of it and stop being so behind. Who gives a crap if Jay-Z and Sean P. Diddy Combs had a freak off? Okay, it's called a swingers party. Okay, they happen all the time. It's not a big goddamn deal. Okay,
what it is.
Now, the kids that were involved, okay, that's on their parents. Let the legal system deal with that. That's a distraction. Let's stop being distracted by media that like has nothing to do with what's really going on in this world today. You understand? We're so focused on P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Who gives a fuck? Let them do that. Focus on. Meanwhile, AI is progressing. It's UFOs. It's drones. It's all kind of wild stuff going on over here. And we're over here, P. Diddy, Jaguar Wright. Who gives a crap about that, bro? I wouldn't be surprised if she worked for the CIA to keep us distracted to what's really going on out here. Because she is a liar and just making up a bunch of BS and keeping people distracted in like this whole conundrum of the YouTube community and TikTok and keeping up everybody talking about P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Who cares, bro? They just had like drones. They had like all kind of wild stuff going on. Why are we talking about P. Diddy? Who cares? Like they made their bed. Let's lie in that. Focus on technology and where it's going to go is a distraction. All this stuff that these people are talking about is just a distraction from what's really going on. And don't let the distractions distract you. And that's my take. So go ahead, Miss Scam Chan. I want you to like give your outro. Thank you so much for being a part of Alchemizing Energy platform.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. and Miss. I'm not gonna just discount. You know what I'm saying? We got both of y'all give y'all account. I'm sorry. She didn't gave such an impact on what she was saying. I didn't forgot. Okay, go ahead. Y'all both give y'all impact.
No, I'm not here.
Okay. In closing, how will you be surprised of how high that list goes and how tied in that our subordinates and our leaders, our nation leaders, are tied in with Hollywood, which is a culture, the hip hop thing, which is a part of the Black culture, and we are the founders of that culture, and how we are being used. And a lot of things are going to be revealed. It's time that the Black church can no longer sit quiet. It's bigger than P. Diddy. It's bigger than the presidency and everything that's going on. It's that battle against God and man right now. The Bible is true. Everything is coming as prophesied. It is coming. It's something that we have to prepare for. We cannot be afraid of technology or anything. Some part of it we can embrace, but everything has its pros and cons. And this is just something that they can take everything from us, but the one thing that they can't take from us is our dignity and our beliefs and our faith in God and our higher power. And the battle is not ours; it is God's. And all we can do is do our research, pray, and watch for the second coming of Jesus Christ, and make preparations for this automation that's taking place, because automation is always, technology is going to always advance and go forward. You know, God knows the end from the beginning. And those of us who believe in God know that we are protected and covered by the blood of Jesus, and everything that we need is in that word, is in that Bible, and we as Christians have to follow that Bible to the letter. We can't be stupid. We got to open our eyes. We can't go into this thing next year eyes wide shut. Once you know, you are held accountable. Whom much is given, much is required. So a lot is going to be required from us as a unit. You know, the Black culture. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that we have to prepare for the unknown and lean not to our own understanding.
Ashe. So, Scam Chan, do you have any last words to say to close out the channel, please?
Conspiracies are a real thing. And people need to stop following the conspiracy stuff as though it's true and factual. That's all I got to say about that.
Amen.
Well, thank everybody for being here and joining my platform at the moment. Thank you. It was a great show. Shouts out to everybody and peace.
Alchemize your energy. Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up. Keep on pushing through. Now is the time. It's all up to you. Alchemize your energy. My friend, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.